Hello, hello, hello. All right, let's see. Are we going? Are we going? Let me see. Oh, look at that. Okay. All right. What's up, everybody? Hey, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Will Johnson. My website is uniteamericafirst.com. It's happening. It's happening. A lot of people in the past have warned us about this day coming. A lot of people have said, hey, if y'all don't get your life, if you don't get your stuff straight, it's going to be right here. It's going to hit you smack dab in the face. And here it is. Here it is. And I've had this conversation with so many people, and so many people said that the United States of America would never do this because we have the Constitution. It would never happen. And I'm like, I agree with you. We have the Constitution, but these people don't care. These people that are in control don't care. And I keep saying that. And it's like it's just falling on deaf ears. And I said, like, I hear you. I'm with you. I stand with you. The U.S. Constitution is the second greatest document known to man, the Bible being the first. The Bible being the first. We need to come together as the body of Christ right now more than ever. They are about to pull the hammer. They're about to pull it. They're about to do it to all of us right now. And I kept saying it. I said, people in the past, they didn't say anything about these evil people doing stuff, and they just constantly doing it, constantly building up their evilness. And then they get to the point to be like, hey, they're in control. They're going to do it. And they see that, hey, they've done all this terrible stuff to all of the American people for the past 18 months. And they're wanting to increase it. And even if they didn't cause the issue, cause the crisis, cause the chaos, they want to bring it. They want to utilize it against the American people. I kept telling y'all. So now what are they doing? They're actually calling to do away with the Second Amendment. They're saying we got to get rid of it. Remove it altogether. They don't want to increase security. They don't want to do that. They don't want to increase security. They don't want your children to be protected. I mean, look what money it is. The grooming is like a full on. They don't want to protect your children. They don't want to protect the children in the womb. They've never, ever wanted to protect children. They're using this, let no crisis go to waste. They're using this for their own demonic, sinister means. That's what this is about. They're literally following the Marxist, communist playbook. They're saying, oh, now we can do this against the American people, get the American people to comply. And they've done the same thing in the past. They use the children, and people tug on their hearts and like, oh my goodness, we have to do this for the children, for the children. This is nothing new. They're just doing the playbook, and they're counting on people not knowing and remembering history. And then people like me, Will Johnson, come along. I'm not saying that I know everything about history, but I know a little bit. I know enough to see what they're doing. I see the plans that they have in play. These people do not care about us. They do not care. Their ultimate goal is to be able to control. They want to remove the element of the American people being able to stand up against a tyrannical government, a tyrant. They want to remove that element. Once they remove that element, guess what happens? Everything for them falls into play, because then they can implement whatever it is that they want, whatever it is that they want. Hold on. I have something I want to share with you. Of course. And I have the proof of everything that I'm sitting there talking about. I literally have the proof to show you what I'm talking about here. And this is going to be shocking to some people, because this just came across my screen here for me to be able to share this with you. It just came across. I literally got this 3 minutes ago, right before, okay, maybe 8 minutes ago, right before I came on. Right before I came on, I got this clip. Have you seen this yet? I keep telling y'all, you better prepare with UAF.com. I put it right down there, prepare with UAF.com. You better get ready. I'm telling you. I'm not even making it a suggestion any longer. You don't have a choice, because these people are going full on. Listen to what he says. And they all think like this. All of the left, they think like this. And some of them are even worse than what he is about to say. And he's a sitting member of Congress.
Our lives the same as you did when you were kids, but we can't let you get away with this anymore.
Get away with what? Allowing freedom. You hear this? We can't let you get away with this anymore. We're not going to let you get away with allowing people to have freedom. My God, listen to him. You're going to get away with this.
When you were kids, but we can't let you get away with this anymore. Enough is enough. Enough of you telling us that school shootings are a fact of life when every other country like ours has virtually ended it. Enough of you blaming mental illness and then defunding mental health care in this country.
No one defunded mental health care. You see how he played on that, the play on words? No one defunded mental health care. The only thing that they did was defund the government from forcing you to buy something. You see how they twisted? That's what this is about. You shouldn't be forced to buy it. If the government is coming in and telling you that you have to buy something, you need to question it. That's what it's about. It's not
defunding mental health care in this country. Enough of your thoughts and prayers. Enough. Enough.
Enough of your thoughts and prayer. They reject God 100%. There's the proof right there. Enough of your thoughts and prayers. You hear that? He's literally saying that prayers do not work because the left, they reject God. This is the time we're living in. What did you think the last days would look like? They are rejecting God wholeheartedly, and they don't even care. They don't want you to be able to actually protect your children. They want your children to be more subject to these monsters.
You will not stop us from advancing the Protecting Our Kids Act today.
Listen,
you will not stop us from passing it in the House next week, and you will not stop us there.
You hear this? You see how they do a play on words every single time. Protecting Kids Act. They're not trying to protect kids. If they were trying to protect kids, they would be actually talking about means of protecting kids like they protect pilots on the airplane, people on the airplane. They put air marshals on there. How do you think the air marshals are going to protect someone in the air? How do you think they're going to do that? They put people in the airports to protect people. How do you think they're protecting people? The vice president, the president, him, movie stars, movie theaters, grocery stores, everywhere has armed guards, banks, but they don't want to protect our children, but they call this Protecting the Children Act. How demonic can you be? They're literally lying to the American people on a play of words, and they're going to get people to follow right into this stupid stuff. Now listen, it's about to get real good. Real juicy in the demonic stuff that he's saying. And like I said, there's people that even want to go further than what he is saying.
If the filibuster obstructs us, we will abolish it.
You hear it?
If the Supreme Court objects, we will expand it. And we will not rest until we have taken weapons of war out of circulation in our communities. Each and every day, we will do whatever it takes to end gun violence, whatever it takes. What we will do is not fail the children of this country the way that you have failed us, the generations of Columbine, Sandy Hook, Parkland, and Uvalde. I yield back, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair. This should tick everybody off. He literally said they're going to just do away with the Constitution. This is literally what he's saying. We don't care that you have the filibuster. The filibuster is not in the Constitution, but they're just going to abolish the filibuster. They're going to go for broke here. This is just like the Civil War. Please explain it to me. He's literally saying that we're going to take all of your rights away from law-abiding citizens because this is what we want. We can care less what the Supreme Court says. You see that? You notice that? Do I need to play it for you again? He literally said they don't care what the Supreme Court says because the Supreme Court, they're supposed to go based on the U.S. Constitution. And like I keep telling y'all, of course, we have the U.S. Constitution, but you just heard this nut job. He just sit there and said that they can care less what the U.S. Constitution says. They can care less what the Supreme Court does going along with the U.S. Constitution. They're going to do this because they want to protect children. It's the exact same thing they did in the past when they disarmed Stalin, Hitler, Mao Zedong, all of the great communist leaders in the past. They did the exact same thing. They used children. I encourage you to go look it up. They use children the same way. And then people say, oh, yeah, we got to do this for the children. We got to do this for the children. And then what happened to millions and probably millions of people after they were stupid enough to do it? See, the United States of America, the people in America, they're not stupid. That's why I'm willing to bet a whole bunch of people right now got U-Hauls leaving Canada. I'm telling you, they're doing this one world agenda where a lot of people said that this was not going to come in our lifetime, but yet it is here. Yet it is here. And you have people up on the hill talking about this stuff right now. Here's Jim Jordan talking about this. People, if we do not wake up now, if we do not pay attention now to what they are about to do, and they're going to try to do anything they can. These people are demonic. They're sinister. And who is the ruler of this world? You understand who's the ruler of this world? Who did God give dominion of this world? I'm just saying it, putting it out there. It's not my word. It's in the Bible. Satan is running rampant right now, and he's going to demolish as many people as possible because he knows his time is short. Now listen to Jim Jordan here. Listen to what he says.
Mr. Chairman, life is precious, especially the lives of children. What happened in Uvalde, Texas is tragic. It is every family's worst nightmare. Our hearts go out to the Uvalde community and especially to the families who've lost loved ones last week in this evil act of violence. And of course, there's what happened yesterday in Tulsa and a few weeks ago in Buffalo, and our hearts go out to those families as well. No one wants another tragedy. No one wants this to happen again. That's why it's regretful that Democrats have rushed to a markup today in what seems more like political theater than a real attempt at improving public safety or finding solutions. The Democrats never once reached out to us to seek our input on the legislation we are considering here today. Protecting children is not a Republican or Democrat issue.
And let me stop it real quick. They're not going to. See, demons and communists, they don't want to consult with people who actually want to do real results. They're not going to do that. They just want control. That's all that they want. And they're not going to look backwards. They're not going to look to say, hey, we know what the solution is. They don't want that solution. When they do look backwards, they're going to look back to see how the communists did it and see if they can do it better. That's all they're going to do.
The Democrats cobbled together a package of measures. This is not a real attempt, in my judgment, to find solutions. Everyone here knows the reality. Democrats are in control of the House. Anything that you and Speaker Pelosi want to pass, you can pass. And frankly, you've already passed numerous bills related to firearms this Congress. But because those bills are radical attempts to legislate away Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens, the Senate has not taken up the legislation, just like it won't take up this bill. What we are doing here is just designed to appeal to Democratic primary voters. The bill won't make our schools safer. It will hamper the rights of law-abiding citizens, and it will do nothing to stop mass shootings. We need to get serious about understanding why this keeps happening. Democrats are always fixated on curtailing the rights of law-abiding citizens rather than trying to understand why this evil happens. Until we figure out the why, we will always mourn losses without fixing the problem. Our job is to figure out the why. The bill that Democrats are putting forward today does not help us to understand what's really driving some young men to commit these heinous acts. The bill before us is short-sighted and not solutions-oriented. It's a one-size-fits-all approach that punishes law-abiding citizens while doing nothing to make our communities safer. We all want to keep children safe in school, but this bill wouldn't do that. This bill is just another Democrat attack on the Second Amendment, and it's likely just the start. President Biden has said he wants to ban all 9mm handguns. Where does it end? The American people expect and deserve more from us than political charades that rehash old ideas and don't actually solve the underlying problems. Mr. Chairman, we should do better than this. I yield back and look forward to the debate on the legislation.
Here we are. And again, so many people had no idea that this day would come. So many people were like, no, don't have to worry about it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And again, I keep referring back to it. A lot of people saying, well, we have the Constitution. They can't do it. They don't care. They're in control and they don't care. Now, I'm hoping and I'm praying and I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to call my local police department here. And I'm gonna talk to the sheriff. Maybe I'll go up there. Maybe I'll just go to the police department and talk to the sheriff and ask him if the federal government decides to turn their back on the U.S. Constitution, what will you do as a sheriff department? I want to know. I want to know if we're going to be, and I'm in the state of Texas. I'm curious because I want to know, are you going to go with the Constitution? Or are you going to go with the tyrant, what the Constitution referred to during the time? We are that generation, people. What the U.S. Constitution was basically written for this time. It was written for now, not in the future, right? Well, of course, the future, but it was written for what's happening now. And it's going to pertain to what does happen in the future, what our future looks like, what the American future looks like. Now, I want to play this other video for you. This one has, and you have to forgive me, please forgive me. It has a couple enhanced words in here, enhanced language, but this young man, he lays it out and he just hits all of the bullet points in this one little short video, and it is extremely powerful, and we see this happening. And you know what? I'm going to tell you this. And I put a little comment on Facebook earlier, and I said, we are about to see who the real Americans are. We're about to see who they are. We're about to see who's going to actually say, nope, you know what? I'm going to keep my freedoms because they're trying to take it away. Listen to this powerful clip. And if you haven't already, please hit that share button. Hit that share button.
Right.
Hit that share button.
Is full of cowards, but the left is just full of sick people. People will go at great lengths to politicize and weaponize a tragedy. I want to address the leftists out there that think this is a gun problem. We've had guns here since the dawn of time, but only in the last 20 years have we had mass shootings. Every single year, it gets more difficult to get a rifle, but every single year we see more mass shootings. But please explain to me how this is a gun problem and not a mental health problem. And you sick bastards, the one that say, how many children need to die before you give up your Second Amendment? All of them. Is that what you want to hear? Is that the sound clip you're looking for so you can dunk on the right-wingers? Nobody's out to solve problems anymore. It's all about dunking on the political opposition. To the right-wingers out there saying maybe it is time for gun control. Here's a PSA for everybody that doesn't seem to quite understand the purpose of the Second Amendment. Second Amendment's not for hunting. It's not for the range. It's not for self-defense. Second Amendment is leverage against your government. It's a dead man switch. Purpose of the Second Amendment is to live free or die. To the lefties, oh, you think you stand a chance against the military? No, I don't. I'm not stupid. Push came to shove, an AR-15 is nothing compared to an F-35. If it really came down to it, the first Marine who was a decent shot would probably take me out. But the point is that they would have to take me out, that I will go down swinging. And most people are tired of saying that what happened is an absolute tragedy. When you hear the details of what actually happened in Texas, it's pretty tough to imagine. Even if I thought that abolishing the Second Amendment would somehow stop all school shootings, I still wouldn't do it because I'm not some emotional single-issue voter. You can't just look at single issues in a vacuum. You have to look at them with respect to everything else. You know, more kids die every year sniffing fentanyl than being shot by an AR-15, but you'll fight to keep that southern border open. More Americans die at the hands of illegal immigrants, but you'll fight to keep that southern border open. So are you really about saving lives, or is it just about disarming your political opposition? After JFK, we beefed up security for politicians. After 9/11, we beefed up security at airports. All these tragedies throughout history, and we beef up the security at the places where they occur. Except for schools. There are 380,000 unemployed veterans in the United States. Most of them are working age, but a lot of them have problems because they feel like they don't have a place in society. They don't feel like they have support, and they don't feel like they have a purpose. So maybe instead of sending $40 billion to fund a war on the other side of the world, we're spending more money so that children can learn about their teachers' kinks. We could instead put 2 veterans that are already well-trained in every school that would happily lay down their lives to protect those kids. To me, and for the people, and for the veterans, and for the children, that sounds like a win-win. And to all the fucking British people out there, we don't give a damn what you guys got going on in England. Not one single damn. You gave up your guns and the government hasn't turned on you? Wow, that's because you're a domino and we are the first domino. American right-wingers are the only thing keeping the entire world in check. Maybe you can discuss that over your next tea and biscuits. I forgot to mention all the people saying this is a Republican problem because they're all in the back pockets of the gun lobby. First of all, the gun lobby's broke. And second, all those people crying about the gun lobby won't say a word about what Big Pharma is doing to young people in America. So to all the anti-gun people, you're a liar and a coward and you don't actually care about children. And to the few real men left out there in Western society, stay hard.
Wow. Wow. I mean, where's the microphone at? He dropped it. Dropped the microphone. That was so on point. I gotta share it. I gotta share it. Every single point, 100% true. They don't want any security for the children. They want to disarm law-abiding citizens. And I keep telling y'all the reason why they're doing it. We know why they're doing it. Because they're coming. They're coming. And I keep telling everybody, and I don't want to be like the boy that cried wolf. I don't want to be that. Right? Don't want to be that. Right? But I mean, the reason why I keep saying, hey, look, y'all better get ready, because I see it happening. And people, I'm like telling people, a lot of people are still just like, well, you know, I'll get to it later. I'll get to it later. I'll get ready later. I'll get ready later. Yeah. And when that time gets here, you're going to be like, man, when did this happen? I thought I had more time. You ever been in that situation? You ever been in that predicament saying, I thought I had more time? Because you procrastinate and you put it off? I thought I had more time. I'm telling you, you've got to get ready now. Preparewithuaf.com. You've got to get ready now. You've got to get ready. There's so many things you need to do. Get ready. I'm telling you, they're getting ready to bring the hammer down. They're getting ready to bring it down. So I'm Lord Jesus, please help us. Lord Jesus, be with us. Lord Jesus, be with us. And some of these people get upset because you pray to God and they say, but yet you want to have a gun. Well, you know, when Jesus was here, did he tell them all to get rid of their swords? Show it to me. Show it to me where he said, get rid of your sword. And I'm not saying that we need to go out and be aggressive and be violent, because Jesus wasn't. Even though they had swords with them, they weren't going out seeking out people to be violent. He was seeking out people to wake them up, to change their minds, for them to repent and turn away from sin. That's the difference. But see, the left, they don't understand that. They can't grasp the concept. All they want to do is implement communism. That's their ultimate goal here. And another thing that goes right along with all of this communism, I played the clip last night with Tucker where he was talking about Matt Walsh. And he had the little clips on there. And I just want to do a little bit more about this. I just want to talk just a little bit more about this if I can, because I could talk all night about them coming to do away with the U.S. Constitution. This is part of the communist takeover. This is part of what the Bible talks about, that God will give them a strong delusion where you can't differentiate between a man and a woman. They don't know. They don't even want to acknowledge what a woman is. They don't want to acknowledge what a man is. Let me play this for those of you that haven't seen this.
Male gametes. That's what makes me male.
No, your sperm don't make you male.
Then what does?
It's a constellation.
In reality, in truth, okay?
Whose truth are we talking about?
The same truth that says we're sitting in this room right now, you and I.
No, you're not listening.
If I see a chicken laying eggs and I say that's a female chicken laying eggs, did I assign female, or am I just observing a physical reality that's happening in the world?
Does a chicken have gender identity? Does a chicken cry?
Well,
Does a chicken commit suicide? Let's
What does that have to do
frame
with-
it, because you're trying
A chicken has sex like any
a
biological
chicken has
organism.
an assigned gender, but a chicken doesn't have a gender identity.
So we assign female to chickens when they lay eggs?
We assume they're female if they lay eggs.
We assume they're females if they lay eggs. We assume they're females if they lay eggs. What species that lay eggs that are male? What species? Are you gonna talk about plants? Is there a species that's a male that lay eggs? Frogs? Nope. They make this stuff up. And this is because of the times that we're living in, because of the demonic stuff that is happening in our world today. They're doing this on purpose. Here's another one. I'm gonna get right to this other one. This one here, he has a problem with truth. They hate it. I almost put in the title of this video, truth, right? And they hate truth. They hate free speech. They hate truth.
Well, I'm not even talking about social context. I'm just trying to start by getting to the truth, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really uncomfortable with that language of like getting to the truth again. In social life,
why is that uncomfortable?
because that it sounds actually deeply transphobic to me. And if you keep probing, we're gonna stop the interview.
If you keep probing, we're gonna stop the interview. Do you hear this? If you keep probing, we're gonna stop the interview. He's just asking what's the truth. I mean, talking about he's saying no, he's not even saying what is the truth. He's saying let's just go with the truth, the facts. But he's getting upset. And you know what it is? Because this dude that you see on here, just like the left, they are of their father Satan, the father of lies. They hate the truth because the truth is of God. Here it is. How else do you lay it out, plain and simple?
And if you keep probing, we're gonna stop the interview.
If I probe about what the truth is?
You keep invoking the word truth, which is condescending and rude. I'm saying to you...
How is the word truth condescending and rude?
Why don't you tell me what your truth is, and you're walking on 30 seconds more of thin ice before I get up.
And you know what? That's how it is all the time. Because they reject the truth. The Bible says in the last days that they will reject the truth. And he's being sincere. And I've been out on the street. I've talked to multiple people about the same thing, different things. And when it comes to the truth, they reject it. You can't make this stuff up. They truly believe this. They truly have it in their minds that you should reject the truth. And with this being the month that it is, with the month, right? You know what month this is, right? When they say that they don't want to groom children, that they're not, targeting children, but yet that's exactly what they're doing. They're actually grooming children, targeting children. This world has become beyond the point of return. There's no going back. It's not going back to the way it was when you and I were younger. It's not going back to when the more mature generation was younger, right? And then you have a lot of people on the left saying, well, we don't want to go back to that because it was really bad. All the racism. Yeah, it's the left that's keeping the racism alive today. It was the left doing racism during that time. But it was encouraged for black males to stay at home and raise their families. It was encouraged at one point. But the left figured, no, we don't want that. All this stuff is connected, everybody. All of this is connected. And I can show it to you all day long. And you can take the choice, you can make the decision to get ready, prepare for your family or not. All I can do is present it to you. You don't even have to believe if you don't want to. And see, that's the great thing about America. You don't have to believe anything that I'm saying, even though everything I'm showing you and everything I'm talking about is true. And see, you know what? That video I just played talking about the truth, that's how the fake fact checkers come into play. Because they don't care about the actual truth. That is, you know what? I would not be surprised if he's one of the fake fact checkers for the social media platforms. Because they reject the truth. They reject God, and they don't have any issues doing it. It's like they thrive on having people believe the lie. And then if you go along with the truth, they want to penalize you. I know firsthand. They've done it to me. They've done it to me, and they're still doing it, actually. But I don't sit there every day and harp on it because it's happening to all of us. This is something that's happening to every last one of us. And with them getting ready to come and do what the unthinkable, what so many people said that would never happen, they're about to do the unthinkable and take the Second Amendment away, which follows after that is the First Amendment. It's all going to go downhill. I'm just kind of curious. We know what started the first Civil War. And I Lord help us that I don't want that. I don't want for us to be fighting like we did in the first Civil War. I do not want it. I am not calling for it. I don't support it at all. But I always wonder what would trigger it. What would trigger it? The left just getting upset just highly mad? Because see, the left, they're not going to go out and do anything themselves. They're going to use police officers. They're going to use the reserve. The National Guard. They're going to use the military against Americans. And now they're working with the WHO, the World Health Organization. They're working with the World Economic Forum. They'll probably end up putting blue helmets in America for the American people, for you and I. So then that way they can say, well, it's not the U.S. government doing it, because the U.S. government can't put military personnel on the streets against the American people. So we'll just get this external unit to come in and deal with the American people, so they can say that they're not violating the Constitution that they already shred. You understand? Because they still want people to believe that they're on their side. You don't like me now? You don't like me now? I'm getting more messages from people that don't like me. And all I'm doing is sharing the truth with you. Again, they don't like the truth. Anyone who does not like what I'm saying, you reject the truth, because that's all I'm sharing with you. It's not even, and most of the stuff that I share with you, it's not even opinion. It's what they're doing. God bless. Good night.